I've been wanting to talk about the NIL for a little bit. Just get my little input on that. I think the NIL is revolutionary. I mean, I'm still learning a little bit more about it. I actually want to take some courses on NIL to really get a real in-depth understanding of it, because the NIL is still there's still a lot of misunderstandings about the NIL, and it's still growing. And it's players. There's still more players who are still benefiting from NIL. And from my understanding, and also from my research, it's also like sort of expanding into high school as well. So I love it. I know somebody had told me, one of my friends, they told me that they think that it might backfire. I completely disagree with that. I don't think that an NIL will backfire. I think that something like the NIL deal is actually needed, because nobody should be able to tell anybody when or how they can be getting paid based off their brand. The NIL is literally, I mean, it's a brand. I mean, it's your brand. You are getting paid for your brand. So I don't care how old you are, you should be able to get paid for that. And just because you enter a collegiate league or a league, I just don't agree with the regulations of, oh, you can't be getting paid off of this, you can't be getting paid off of that. It's ridiculous. But they can get paid off of you, off your name and image and likeness. I mean, I believe that's why the NCAA, that's why when they was doing the NCAA football, the sports, the game, they stopped doing it because of that. These games and the college was making names off these players, but the players weren't getting anything off of that. I just think that was just completely wrong. I've been feeling for a very, very long time that the collegiate players should be getting paid. Why not? I mean, it's so, and to me, it makes the game more exciting. It makes the game more competitive. It literally is. College football now is changing slowly as we see it. I mean, with the 12 team playoffs, and now with the trade portal, and now these players are able to get paid. It's literally almost, it is actually a pro sport now. I mean, it's not, it's still college collegiate, but it's collegiate pro. It's almost like a semi NFL league. And I think that's wonderful. I think that's so good for the sport of football, because the NFL is growing, and then you have other professional smaller teams, and then you have college. I mean, and college football is bigger than all the other smaller professional teams. College football is bigger than the CFL. College football is bigger than the AFL. It's bigger than the UFL. It's bigger than the XFL. College football, like, these athletes, the best of the best, they can go. I mean, it's almost like a stepping stone now to the NFL, and I think that's beautiful. I mean, now you have these other colleges now that are actually becoming better, and the sport. I mean, the league is becoming more competitive. I see. Like, I watched college football this past week, and it was more competitive than what I used to see. And and I used to just hate seeing, freaking small teams like, I don't know, Western Kentucky or Compton University. There is no Compton University. I'm just coming up with names. But playing against Alabama or USC or LSU or something, Georgia. It was annoying. I hate it. I didn't watch all of college football because of that main reason. And that was what really frustrated me about college football, was that you will see these knockoff schools, these schools that just probably started a college football program, playing against freaking Ohio State University. It was just so annoying, and so, and I mean, Tom Brady even said it himself. He was like, college football, he's like, the NFL is so much more fair than college football, because of that main reason. So, I mean, not to get too much off topic, but I love where NIL is going. And I think there's more to come with NIL. There is more to learn and understand about it. Not a lot of people really fully understands it. I talked to some agents, and even the course that I took on scouting, the agency that I was taking this course from, with the scouting agency, also had NIL courses, and they have NIL agents and stuff. And there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it that a lot of people don't really know. And so I think that I like, from what I know and from what I've researched, I believe that it's doing players justice, and I'm all for these guys, for people getting paid for the production that they put in, the work that they put in, to what they contribute, to their talents, to their skill set. I am all for it. You know, what you do with your money is whatever what you do with your money. You know, if you lose your money, if you spend it on whatever, that's on you. You know, so I don't really care. You know, I think like that's why some people were saying that it might backfire. That's not the NIL deal's problem. You know what I'm saying? It's no difference than if, you know, you're playing in NFL and an owner signed you to a huge fat contract and you go out and blow it all out the water. That's on you. That's not on the owner. That's on you. Because here we are, you know, they want to get on Jerry Jones for holding back on paying CeeDee Lamb, and then he pays them all this money. That's not Jerry Jones. It's not going to be Jerry Jones' fault if CeeDee Lamb goes out and blows his money. You know what I'm saying? Or any owner. So it's the same scenario with the NIL. It's not going to backfire to NIL. The NIL is doing what it's supposed to do. That organization or agency or whatever, that's how it should be. You are responsible for your own money. And I think it's a wonderful thing, though, if when players, they understand, they have become financial literate, they understand, you know, how to invest and where to put their money, and understand that the basic fundamental financial principle is not about how much you make, but how much you keep. So those are things that players that should understand and should learn, especially when they're in college. You know, I mean, unfortunately, it's not a required course for people to be to take financial courses and accounting courses to be financial literate, and economical courses to be financial literate. You know, economical literate. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But with that money, you know, comes more responsibility, more power, and more resources. So use that money for you to get understanding of how you can make more of that money outside of football. You know, and that's something that I was talking to my friend about. One of my friends, it's something that I do want to get involved in. Is I probably later on down the line I'll open up another YouTube channel. I have 2 YouTube channels, counting this one. My main YouTube channel is called Dante Tabiance. That's where I talk a little bit more on depth, more on a like spiritual, soul level, and talking about, you know, more like wealth and financial literacy and the process, self-actualization and stuff like that, philosophical thoughts, and my thoughts on life and the world and economics and stuff like that, etc., etc., etc. But this channel is mainly, of course, obviously strictly football. Sometimes I will do a little, you know, I'll speak a little bit about life and stuff, but mostly it's strictly about football. I mean, but football has taught me so much about life, so they really do go hand in hand too. So I mean, you really can't really get too deep about in this sport without really having some type of life lessons, you know, in spiritual and a spiritual aspect and perspective, you know, because this game is so much emotional investment in this game, and you know, people dedicates their entire soul into this sport, you know, and this sport has changed so many lives, you know. This sport has contributed to America and to our economy. It really is contributing to the world now. I mean, it's becoming a global sport, you know, what the NFL is doing, and so it's growing. It's going to be, if not already, it's definitely going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry. It really is. I mean, football is I love the game. I love it, you know, and it's starting to look like so many other people are starting to love it. You know, there's so much storylines with it. There's just so much investment into this game, and so I thank God for it. But yeah, one of the things I want to do, though, aside from this YouTube channel and my personal YouTube channel, I want to start, because like I go to school for economics. I've done accounting. I was in accounting, production accounting, in the entertainment business in Hollywood, and I study finances as well on my own. So with my knowledge and my persistent studies in those 3 fields, disciplines, you know, economics, accounting, and finances, I eventually do want to open up some type of firm, I guess, or educational channel for this for YouTube on YouTube, and really talk about how football players could use their money for them to make more money. And I'm just going to just use that channel, just put information out there, and just my perspective, my ideas, my thoughts, my research, my educational research on how we can avoid from professional athletes, specifically professional football players, going broke when they're making money, and how they can make more money. And like somebody who I really think is doing a really brilliant job is Caleb Williams. I think he's doing an awesome job. He said that he not only does he wants to be he does, like, football is his thing, but he also wanted to be a business person. So he's really big on business. And Caleb Williams, like he I think he started a hedge fund or something like that before he got, like, when he got drafted. He wanted to be an partial owner of the Chicago Bears. He was already getting paid, I think, like $20 million a year before he even got drafted, when he was at USC. And he's opening up a ginger beer company. So I mean, Caleb Williams is a brilliant, phenomenal business person. So he a businessman. He knows what he's doing. And so that's what I'm talking about, because I think how can I say it? These players, especially the great players in today's current NFL, the wealth will go so far beyond just football and just the NFL. When you're in the NFL, yes, make your money, get the bag. Yes, because it's a professional sport. You need to get paid. You need to get paid. Try to squeeze as much as you can to get in that money. However, the true wealth will come when you understand how to stretch that money to other avenues, creating businesses, expanding your brand. Tom Brady is making more money than he's ever has outside of playing football. I mean, now that he has retired. So you don't want to just focus on the NFL to make your money, because the NFL one day is going to stop. Use that money to capitalize and to expand and to compound you making more money. So that's something that I would like to talk more about maybe on this channel, maybe since it deals with football, or maybe I will have to think about it. I'll probably open up another channel talking about that, financial literacy for football players and stuff. Maybe I would. And I know some people who are in finances. I know people who work for Netflix who are in finances for Netflix, on how they budget the money and find the money and stuff. And somehow maybe it could be either that knowledge, that discipline could be interchangeable with players, because I mean, I love these players, man. I love the game. So I mean, I love watching NFL. So I think it would be a wonderful thing if we see more players, investing what they have into expanding more and earning more. This is just good for society. It's good for our economy. I mean, it's capitalism at its best. It's capitalist society. So yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for people getting paid, man, if they're contributing. I'm all for people getting paid if they're producing. I'm all for responsible people earning of what they put in, earning of what they're doing. I'm all for that. So that's it for right now. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the NIL. What's your perspective on that? Do you know some stuff about it? And what do you think about players, the NFL, about the guy, collegiate, just professional players in general? Like, what is your perspective and take on how they should earn the money, and them earning money outside of the game? When they're playing the game, should they squeeze as much resources as they can from these leagues to make as much as they can before they retire? And and this stuff like that. Please let me know. Chime in and give me your perspective, your opinions. And thank you so much. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll be here back tomorrow all day.